Stop. What if I told you that three tiny emotional leaks, things you probably do every single day without even thinking, are the real reason you keep losing respect, losing power, and losing your own peace of mind? And what if the solution wasn't some new age trend or forcing yourself to just be positive, but a 2,400-year-old secret from a philosopher who saw your exact problem coming from 2 millennia away? The architecture of power. You are not weak. You are not broken. But right now, you are almost certainly broadcasting your inner chaos to the world by accident. And it's costing you more than you know. The ancient Greek philosopher Plato didn't just write about politics and ideal cities. In his masterpiece, The Republic, he gave us a blueprint for what you could call emotional sovereignty. He taught that your soul, your mind, your inner world is like a fortress. And when you reveal certain emotions, you're not being authentic or vulnerable. You are unintentionally hanging a sign on the door that says, "I've lost control of my inner kingdom. Come on in." He broke down your inner world into 3 core parts. 1. First, there's reason, the wise ruler, the thinker, the part of you that should be in charge. 2. Second, there's your spirit. This is your inner fighter, your courage, your sense of pride and honor. 3. And third, there's your appetite. This is your raw wants, your cravings for food, security, and approval. When the wrong part of you grabs the steering wheel, you leak power. And that leak makes you predictable. It makes you easy to manipulate. It makes you powerless. This video is your course in emotional counterintelligence. By the end of our time together, you will know the 3 forbidden emotions Plato warned us about, and you'll have the exact techniques the philosopher kings used to keep their fortress secure and their power intact. Let's dissect the 3 leaks that are holding you back. Point 1. Desperation, the slave emotion. The first emotional leak is the quietest one. It doesn't scream or rage. It whispers. It begs. It pleads. This is desperation. You know this feeling intimately. It's the double text you send when they go silent. It's that feeling in your gut when you accept a job offer that's 30% less than you're worth, just because you're terrified no one else will call. Plato had a name for this, the slave emotion. Why? Because in that moment, your appetite, your hunger for approval, for security, for validation, has overthrown your reason. Your deepest need becomes so painfully obvious that everyone around you can see it, even if you can't. In one of his most famous allegories, Plato describes the soul as a chariot driver, that's your reason, trying to control 2 powerful horses. One of those is a wild, unruly black horse, representing your appetite. It's always trying to pull you toward instant gratification, comfort, and safety. When that black horse takes control of the reins, you don't lead your life. You beg for it. And here is the brutal, undeniable truth. People can smell desperation. I had a friend, an absolutely brilliant graphic designer, who was out of work for months. He was sending out applications day and night. Every single cover letter he wrote dripped with neediness. It was full of phrases like, "I would be so incredibly grateful for this opportunity," and "Thank you so much for your consideration." He got 0 callbacks. He was broadcasting desperation through what the source calls micro-tells, tiny signals that give the whole game away. Then he tried something different. He rewrote one single line. Instead of begging, he wrote, "I solve X problem for companies like yours." Let's talk if you're serious about results. The result? He got 3 interview requests in 4 days. He had the exact same skills. The only thing that changed was the energy. One said slave. The other said sovereign. You are likely leaking the same energy. Watch for these 3 micro-tells that betray you. 1. Vocal changes. Does your voice get higher, softer, or even crack when you're asking for something you really want. That's a leak. 2. Over-explaining. Do you find yourself rushing to justify your decisions or opinions because you're terrified of being rejected or misunderstood? That's a leak. 3. Response. Timing. Do you reply to texts and emails instantly, as if you were just sitting there waiting for them? You are silently screaming, "I have nothing more important to do than wait for you." That is a massive leak. The fix is what I call the 30-second reset. Plato taught that the goal is to make your appetite serve your reason, not rule it. The next time you feel that desperate urge to chase, to over-explain, or to beg, just pause. Take one slow, deliberate breath and ask yourself this one question. Am I speaking from a place of need or from a place of value? If the answer is need, don't say a word. Don't send that text. Wait. This isn't about playing games or being fake. It's about projecting the energy of choice, not neediness. But as damaging as hunger is, it's tame compared to the emotion that makes even your own phone feel like a loaded weapon aimed at your future. Wait until you see how your inner fire can be turned against you. Point 2, uncontrolled anger, the tyrant emotion. The second leak isn't quiet at all. It explodes. This is uncontrolled anger. Plato called this the tyrant emotion. Remember that chariot? The second horse is the white horse, your spirit. It's meant to be your ally, your source of courage, honor, and righteous drive. But when it runs wild, unguided by reason, it turns you into a petty dictator inside your own mind. Think about it. The boss who yells in a meeting doesn't gain respect. They lose loyalty, even if their point was completely valid. The person who flies into a rage in an online comment section doesn't win the argument. They lose all credibility. Why? Because a public display of uncontrolled anger signals one thing and one thing only. I am not in charge of myself. Modern science proves this is literally true. Just 10 seconds of intense rage floods your brain with cortisol, the stress hormone. This effectively shuts down the logical, rational part of your brain for up to 90 minutes. When you're mad, you are, for all practical purposes, temporarily brain damaged. You can't think clearly, you can't make good decisions, and you will almost certainly say or do something you regret. I remember getting into a stupid argument with a close friend years ago. My spirit went rogue. It felt powerful in the moment to let my anger out. But the things I said in that state of mind cost me that friendship for months. It gets worse. Think about the live stream gamer who went by Rage Ricky. During a frustrating match, he completely lost it and smashed his controller on his desk. That clip went viral, hitting 3 million views. His sponsors didn't see passion. They saw a liability. They pulled out. 2 weeks later, his merchandise store was dead. One 8-second roar cost him the deposit for a house. All because the internal memo at these brands read, "Unpredictable." He didn't just lose his temper, he lost his throne. The fix is the 4-second bridle. You need a mental circuit breaker. The moment you feel that surge of anger, use this technique. 1. Stop talking immediately, even if you're mid-sentence. 2. Breathe in for 2 seconds. Breathe out for 2 seconds. 3. In that tiny pocket of silence, ask yourself, what would the philosopher king do here? That's it. 4 seconds is all it takes to shift from being a tyrant back to being a ruler. If you're dealing with a difficult email or text, buy yourself time with this one-line script. That's important. I'll reply after I review. This doesn't just save you, it signals complete control and reliability to the other person. Anger burns bridges in an instant, but our next emotion is far more subtle. It doesn't burn bridges, it locks you in a cave that you dug yourself. Stick around, you need to see the shovel. Point 3, excessive grief, the cave emotion. The third emotional leak is the most seductive, the most dangerous because it often disguises itself as truth. This is excessive grief and self-pity. This isn't about not feeling sadness after a loss. This is about performing that sadness for an audience. When this happens, it represents the total collapse of reason. Plato called this the cave emotion, referencing his famous allegory of the cave, where prisoners are chained up, forced to watch shadows on a wall, mistaking them for reality. When you are trapped in public grief, you are chained to the shadows of your own pain, not living in the real world. There was a widow I read about who, after her husband passed, spent weeks sharing every tear online. Her social media was a constant stream of her pain and suffering. Her friends, at first supportive, slowly began to pull away. Why? Because she wasn't moving forward. She seemed stuck in the performance of her pain. Then after reading Plato, she made a change. She decided to journal her pain privately, turning that raw emotion into action by starting a charity in her husband's name. She transformed from a source of drama into a source of strength. Here's the trap of public pain. When you perform your sadness for others, through constant sad posts, vague booking, or crying selfies, you are not healing. You are chaining yourself to the shadows. Neuroscience backs this up with chilling precision. Every time you publicly retell your trauma story, you are activating a process called memory reconsolidation. You aren't releasing the pain, you are strengthening its neural pathway. You are making the memory stronger, not weaker. Each like or sympathetic comment you get becomes a small dopamine reward that actually slows down your recovery. There's a critical difference between strategic vulnerability, a conscious, controlled choice to share a story for a specific purpose, and emotional leakage, which is just raw pain spilling out unconsciously. The goal is never to pretend that everything is perfect. The goal is to process your pain privately so you can project strength publicly. The fix is what Plato called anamnesis, or private recollection. It's a two-step escape plan. 1. Process privately. Write it all down in a notebook that no one will ever see. Talk it through with a therapist or a single trusted friend. 2. Project a public posture of progress. When you step back into the world, show up as someone who faced the darkness and is walking out of it. Use a simple one-line public frame like, "That was hard. I'm now focused on what's next. We've seen the leaks. Now it's time to weld the pipes shut for good." Stick around for the daily routine that plugs all three of these leaks at once. This is the key to becoming a true philosopher king in your own life. Point 4. The Philosopher King Blueprint. So why did Plato care so much about this? Because he wasn't just creating philosophy, he was creating a blueprint for the kind of person who could be trusted with power over a city or just over themselves. In modern terms, he was teaching you how to ensure your prefrontal cortex, your reason, stays firmly in control of your limbic system, your spirit and appetite. When reason is on the throne, you don't just feel better, you make better decisions, people trust you more, and opportunities flow to you, not away from you. But mastery requires daily training. This isn't a one-time fix. Here is your daily inner fortress audit, a 5-step ritual to ensure your reason is always driving. 1. The dawn audit. Before you touch your phone in the morning, spend just 5 minutes asking yourself, how do I want to show up today? Decide in advance how the Philosopher King version of you will handle the day's likely triggers. 2. The midday power audit. At lunchtime, take 60 seconds to scan your body. Name any negative feeling you have. That's impatience. That's frustration. Just naming an emotion weakens its grip on you. 3. The evening fortress review. Before bed, journal for 2 minutes. Write down one moment where you almost lost control and how you successfully regained it. This reinforces the wins. 4. Micro-tell-awareness. Throughout the day, listen to yourself. If you notice your speech speeding up or your breath getting shallow, the signs of the slave emotion, consciously slow down. Take one deep breath. 5. The reason. Reset. If you get hit with a wave of high stress, anger, or panic, use the 4-7-8 reset. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, exhale for 8 seconds, 7, and exhale slowly for 8. This is like mental military training for your brain. And remember, Plato never said to banish emotions. He said to banish unstrategic emotions. Strategic vulnerability is one of reason's greatest superpowers. A CEO I read about once gave a speech where she shared a story of a massive business failure. In the short term, her company's stock dipped, but long-term employee and customer loyalty soared. She didn't leak her pain. She chose to share it for a purpose. Before you express any strong emotion, ask yourself that one crucial question. Does this serve my inner kingdom? Now that you have the tools, it's time to take the test. Which of these leaks is costing you the most power right now? The moment of truth. All right, this is the final moment of truth. I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Look back at the last 7 days. Which of these 3 emotions did you reveal the most? Was it desperation? Did you send that double text? Did you oversell yourself in a conversation because you craved approval? Did you come across as just a little too eager? Was it anger? Did a flash of irritation leak into your voice with a family member? Did you lose your temper at traffic or at your slow computer? Was it grief or self-pity? Did you find yourself complaining about your situation? Did you tell a story about how unfair things are, hoping for a little sympathy? Most people fail this test every single day, but your awareness right now in this moment is the first great act of taking back your power. It is the first act of sovereignty. When you master this, something incredible begins to happen. People start to treat you differently. They listen more carefully when you speak. They seek out your opinion. They see you as a leader. This isn't magic. It's because you are subconsciously signaling to the world, I am in control of myself. That is the power shift Plato promised. So remember, desperation makes you a slave. Uncontrolled anger makes you a tyrant. And excessive grief locks you in a cave. Plug these leaks and you stop being a pawn in your own life. You start becoming a king. And if this video changed the way you think about your own emotions, then there's another hidden layer to this you need to understand. I've made a second video where I break down the specific conversation scripts that philosopher kings use to command instant respect in difficult situations. You can watch it by clicking the link on the screen right here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.